Hello and welcome to Emergent. My name's Lucas Helmke, and we're going to be going through the stimulus packages that have been distributed by the states, specifically those on the eastern seaboard. Now, the entire purpose of this video is to make sure that you as a business owner haven't missed any packages or any stimulus or any grants that you are entitled to, and therefore have the ability to kind of come back strong from the coronavirus. Right, so today we're going to do a quick summary of the federal packages again and any updates and practicalities. From there we'll move on to the Queensland stimulus package, New South Wales, then Victorian. So let's get cracking. So the instant asset write-off, that's pretty straightforward. We've discussed that a number of times and I won't go into that today. Same with the accelerated depreciation. The cash flow boost, now I'm just going to say on that topic, now, if you were kind of registered late or you haven't received the boost come into your integrated client account, in our experience and with my clients as well, you need to call up the ATO and escalate the issue. And from there, they will issue you either a letter explaining to you what they need to get that through, or they will release the boost from there. If you don't call them, it's likely that boost won't come through at all. We've discussed early release of super, JobKeeper payments. There are a number of questions out there in terms of how to adapt the additional rules where you fall outside the normal realm of a 30% drop because you're either a new business or you have irregular income. So have a look at the ATO website around those additional requirements because it is quite broad, and if you think you might have missed out, have a look again because you might be able to get through on those additional rules. We've discussed the administration relief and the 50% loan guarantee before as well, and we've also discussed the supporting apprentices and trainees and no changes on any of those. So Queensland, will start off with my home state at the moment. Now you probably will notice that through all of these states the relief is similar and there are some differences. But 99% of the idea of each one of these packages provided by the states is the same. The first one is the relief of payroll tax. So for those of you a little bit confused between payroll tax and PAYG, payroll tax is the tax you pay once you reach a certain threshold of wages, and the government is essentially giving you 2 months refund for November and December. I'll just bring my cursor over here. Of 2019, and then a 3-month payroll tax holiday where you won't have to pay payroll tax for January through to March 2020, and then you have the ability to defer. So you're still going to have to pay, but you have the ability to defer your payroll tax for the remainder of 2020. Well, the requirements, basically you just have to have under $6.5 million in your payroll for the 2020 income or financial year. And it's a good idea if you want this refund and you want this holiday, you need to apply via that link there. If you do want these slides again, just send me an email on the email address here on slide 1. So that's smallbusiness@virgin.com.au. Just send me an email to that email address and I'll send you the slides. So here's the link to apply for the refund of November and December and the holiday for January through to March. So the relief for businesses renting government premises. So each state hasn't got any law in place for general commercial rental premises where they're renting from a private landlord, other than the ability to go to mediation and to come to some sort of resolution for reduced rent. In addition to that, the federal government has also put what they call a moratorium on being evicted. So you can't as a small business be evicted from your rental premises in most cases. So in addition to that, the Queensland government is giving 6 months relief from any small business that's renting from a government premises. So obviously that starts immediately and it is for 6 months. In addition, all small businesses will receive $500 off their rent for their off their electricity bills, provided that they use less than 100,000 kilowatt hours, and I'm guessing that's per quarter, though I'm not sure. In any event, it will be automatic. So have a look. If you don't receive it, just double check what's going on there. So that $500 rebate will be automatic. So again, the reduction of any licensing, so liquor licenses in Queensland case, these are broader, and again across all of the states will be providing some sort of reduction in these fees and licenses. So liquor license in particular, and this is pretty much every business that's in that hospitality industry has been affected, and they've got the ability to waive or reduce the fees between 1 February 2020 to 31 July 2020. So get in touch with the Liquor License Authority and see if you can get your license either waived or reduced. Now, each state has a grant or a loan. Unfortunately, in Queensland state instance, there's a loan instead of a grant, so it does have to be paid back, and it does have interest after 12 months. So you get 12 months interest free. So the positive side for Queenslanders is, although it is a loan, it's a lot higher than the grant. So I think you are able to get a loan of up to $250,000, and this is based off your wages or the average of your wages between 2018 and 2019. So they jump on the Treasury website for Queensland and see if you can apply for that loan if you need to as well, and that's available immediately. Along with any other the liquor licensing fees, all other state-based or council-based fees are quite flexible. So if you are struggling and you have any issues with fees or fines or any government payments, contact that agency and see if you can either get a waiver or a reduction, because they're going to be quite flexible, and they have received money from the federal government in order to do that. So moving on to New South Wales. Again, another payroll relief, a little bit different in the sense that your annual tax liability will reduce by 25% rather than a full waiver, and that 25% is applied for the 2019-2020 annual reconciliation. So once you fill in this annual reconciliation, that 25% will automatically be applied. So that's all businesses under $10 million. In addition to that, you are going to be able to defer your March, April, May, July, August, and September 2020 payroll tax. So there might be a payment plan. You might be able to just defer it until another quarter, but they are allowing you to essentially make no payments for your payroll tax until October 2020. Again, waiver of liquor licensing fees. So in New South Wales, there's also waiving the gaming fees in particular as well. And again, so with any of these grants or anything, usually there has to be an impact caused by the coronavirus, and there is a little bit of a application as well, which you can go to this link here and see if you can have your fee reduced, and that starts from April 2020. Same again with the commercial leases. In addition, the New South Wales government, if you have less than 20 employees or you're a not-for-profit, you will be allowed to defer your rent, and that's for 6 months. And again, we have another general waiver of fees and charges. So again, if you're in New South Wales, contact your local government or state agency and see if you can have any of those fees or fines waived. In addition to the general payroll, in this case, reduction of 25%, they are allowing, or they have increased the threshold. So before, I think it is $100,000. So if you're got a business that has got $1 million or less in wages, you will not have to pay payroll tax anymore from 1 July 2020. So in contrast to Queensland, we've got a $10,000 grant, and that is available to any business or any small business between 1 to 19 employees. Turnover is more than $75,000. The payroll is below $900,000, and they've been highly impacted by COVID-19. So what is highly impacted? I'm not too sure, but closure would obviously mean that is a high impact. If you're in one of those industries like hospitality or the arts, that's going to be pretty much standard in terms of meeting that requirement. And that's $10,000 is available anytime throughout the 2020 calendar year. So jump on that link below there and apply for that grant as well. So Victoria, again, with the payroll tax being waived, a lot more generous, I believe, this state, in that if you've got taxable wages up to $3 million, you'll be able to waive your entire payroll tax for the 2020 financial year, and then also defer, a little bit of a typo there, your September 2020 quarter's payroll tax as well. So that's that's going in the first quarter of 2021 or September 2020 in terms of calendar months. So again, liquor licensing, Victoria's gone one step above here and automatically waived or reduced a lot of these licenses. So if you're in a situation where you are selling liquor and you want to continue selling, you need to contact them and just ensure that your license has been reduced and you're not paying that full amount. So you get that little bit of a rebate there as well. So we've got a commercial tenancy relief scheme. Since there's a little bit of mediation available between commercial tenants and private landlords, and they've also tried to provide a little bit more of an incentive by providing landlords with land tax relief where they do oblige by reducing their eligible tenants' lease. Again, general fees waived, so again, contact your relevant authority in Victoria and see if you can get any of your fees or fines waived. And Victoria, again, has a $10,000 grant, so that's for small business if they employ staff, have been subject to closure or highly impacted by COVID-19, have a turnover of more than $75,000 and have payroll of less than $650,000 for the 2020 calendar year. There's a link below as well to all these stimulus packages and grants, and if you do have any questions, please let me know, and until next time, please look out for yourselves and all the best for the rest of the 2020 financial year. Thank you very much.